Hi. Hello. Today I thought we would talk about a little bit of art world drama, a little feud, if you will. I know that this story has become pretty popular in the past few years with a lot of media sources covering it. I personally have even seen lots of Tumblr posts about this, so I think it's a pretty interesting situation that a lot of people are kind of invested in. So, if you haven't heard of it, let's catch ourselves up. In 2014, an English nanotech company called Surrey Nanosystems unveiled a groundbreaking new technology that they called Vantablack. At the time, Vantablack was the darkest human-made material in existence. Due to the arrangement of Vantablack's nanotubes, all light that hits it is pretty much completely absorbed. Instead of having the glossy reflections that we see in other flat black surfaces, Vantablack pretty much appears completely flat, like it's photoshopped, or like a total void. Look at this one. Aw, it's a baby void. Surrey Nanosystems developed Vantablack for a number of science-related reasons, as their website states. The totally unique properties of Vantablack coatings are being exploited for applications such as deep space imaging, automotive sensing, optical systems, art, and aesthetics. The fact that they included art and aesthetics on this list is a little weird to me, seeing as there's only one person who's allowed to use it for artistic purposes, and that is this person. No? Oh, this person? No? What? This person? Oh, good. Okay, yes. This person is Sir Anish Kapoor, one of the most dominant figures in contemporary art. Although he's from England, he's exhibited art all over the world, and is probably best known for his large-scale sculptures and installations. A pretty recognizable work of his is this one, which is in Chicago, Illinois. It's called Cloudgate, but pretty much everyone I know calls it the Bean. It's the Bean. Kind of like how everyone just started calling Grogu Baby Yoda. He has a name. I see Kapoor's work as dealing a lot with the way art interacts with and creates space. His affinity for large-scale installations and dynamic surfaces often causes viewers to confront their notions of the spaces in which they exist. Therefore, it kind of makes sense as to why he would want to use Vantablack as a material. A completely black, void-like surface creates the illusion of endless space, which is both confrontational yet mysterious, intriguing yet frightening. Additionally, a well-known artist like Kapoor has access to the nice studios and professional resources that are required to even use Vantablack. Due to a lot of science-y safety reasons, Vantablack must be applied in a controlled environment with lots of specialized equipment so nobody gets hurt. Although several other artists reached out to Surrey Nanosystems about using Vantablack, Kapoor was granted the exclusive rights. In an interview with Wired, Surrey Nanosystems CTO Ben Jensen says that because we didn't have the bandwidth to work with more than one artist, we're an engineering company, we decided Anish would be perfect. I assume that both Kapoor and Surrey Nanosystems thought that this partnership would just go over without a hitch, but then the art world found out. And people were mad. Lots of people were justifiably unhappy that Kapoor had created a monopoly over an art material. A lot of articles that I read about him called him an elitist, which I think is a pretty accurate word. The great thing about new innovations in art is that people can experiment with them and use them in their own interesting ways. The ego of one dude shouldn't keep other people from their creative expression, right? I understand that Surrey Nanosystems wanted to make sure that its material was being used safely with someone they could trust. However, wouldn't they have to approve any artist who wanted to use it anyway? Why does Kapoor get exclusive rights? Seems fishy to me. Although people were mad, no one really seemed to think that they could do anything about it. Except for Stuart Semple. Semple is also a British artist with a pretty impressive resume of his own. Although he's made plenty of wonderful physical artworks over the years, it's possible that he's better known for broadening the spectrum of what being an artist means. His artist statement on his personal website states that he has a deep belief that art is neither an object nor an activity, but rather an experience that exists in the space between an artist's intention and the participant. By this definition, one could say that Semple's most prominent art project is Culture Hustle. Culture Hustle is the name of Semple's studio and the vast community surrounding it. You can check it out at culturehustle.com. Luckily, Semple had some skills to offer, using his interest in chemical compounds and mixing paint to create a pigment that rivaled Vantablack, the pinkest pink. The pigment was striking and exciting, but unlike Vantablack, it was accessible for everyone. Semple wanted to make sure that all artists could use the pigment. Well, all artists except for one. If you go to purchase a container of the pinkest pink for yourself on the Culture Hustle website, you have to confirm that you are not Anish Kapoor, you are in no way affiliated to Anish Kapoor, you are not purchasing this item on behalf of Anish Kapoor or an associate of Anish Kapoor. To the best of your knowledge, information, and belief, this paint will not make its way into the hands of Anish Kapoor. This power move by Semple started gaining a lot of traction on the internet, and he got a lot of support from it. The hashtag #ShareTheBlack accompanied posts of support for Semple, and the pinkest pink began flying off the shelves. Everything was going great, until December 23rd, 2016, when Anish Kapoor posted this on Instagram, with the caption, "Up yours." So that was inappropriate. Somehow, Kapoor got the pink, which admittedly isn't particularly surprising. As far as I know, the Verify That You Are Not Anish Kapoor section on the purchasing page of Culture Hustle's website doesn't actually hold any legal bearing. I feel like it's probably just more symbolic than anything. I don't believe that there are any legal repercussions that occur if you are or are purchasing the paint for Anish Kapoor. I guess you'd be lying when you check that box, which is like morally bad. People do that all the time without going to court for it. And I'm sure Semple's probably aware of this. It seems to me that Semple's retaliation against Kapoor was really more of an art piece in itself than anything. I think it certainly provided a lot of insight into the art world itself and provided a pretty tangible representation of the ways in which small-scale artists are expected to compete with the elite like Kapoor. But Stuart Semple had a good thing going, so it didn't stop there. Despite his disappointment regarding the pink situation, Semple decided it was time to bring out the big guns and make a black of his own. After a fairly short period of development, Semple introduced Black 1.0 in 2017, but he didn't stop there. Over the next few years, Semple kept improving on his black paint with the help of several supporters and a Kickstarter. An even blacker black, Black 2.0, was introduced later in 2017, and Black 3.0, Semple's blackest black yet, arrived on the scene in 2019. Culture Hustle states that the Black 3.0 is the blackest acrylic paint in existence, and compared to Vantablack, I'd say it looks pretty darn close, which is super impressive considering it's much more accessible and a lot easier to apply. I mean, look at that unicorn. That looks photoshopped, right? That's so cool. Here's some other examples of some of the work that people have submitted to the Culture Hustle community using the pigments. Woo! So cool! Semple has gone on to create lots more pigments and products that are accessible to everyone, and frankly, I think the whole controversy has benefited not only Semple, but artists everywhere who can now access really cool products for really fairly cheap prices. He just recently released this mirror paint, which looks pretty awesome. Notice this adds similarity to another famous sculpture. According to an interview with Semple by Format magazine, there's been rumors that Anish Kapoor is going to sue him, but pretty much nothing has come of it, and frankly, I don't think anything will. The one downside of this that I've noticed is that there are some pretty nasty comments on Anish Kapoor's Instagram page that I noticed when I was looking for that pinkest pink post. I just wish that some of the people sending him death threats would do what Semple did and just take their anger and turn it into something beneficial for everybody instead of just being, you know, terrible. I think that instances like this really allow us to ask questions about creativity, ownership, and the art world itself, which are really important questions and not petty at all. So, let's keep this discussion going. How far is too far when it comes to ownership in the art world? Are there any ways in which you think Kapoor can redeem himself? Are there other studio collectives like Culture Hustle that you want other people to know about? Let me know in the comments. All my sources are down in the description, so please check out those if you're so inclined, and have a great and wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye!